Okay, so to give a little bit of context on my situation that I'll be presenting in my video, I'll be looking at some PR crisis management um, that's involving the Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant and some of his behavior involved in domestic violence and gun violence. So let's begin. Good evening. I know we're here to address some of the outlandish behavior that's taken place within our organization. So I'm going to go ahead and just address the elephant in the room. Ja Morant, as you all have heard, some allegations on him punching a teenager last summer at his home. And it was reported that he punched a teenager in his head several times, while also threatening him with a gun, which was visible or held visible at Morant's waist. And just last month, he flashed a gun. He, meaning Mr. Morant, flashed a gun on social media while out in Colorado. I'll say this. Our players are human and will make poor choices, but they must also be held accountable for them. Players on this team won't come before the organization, myself, or the public media, including you all, just making empty promises on how they will turn things around for the better and not put any action behind it. They will be held accountable for making the necessary changes here in Memphis. Our organization here is to support Ja along the way, but it starts with him embracing his mistakes and wanting to seek help for himself and this team. We hold internal discussions and will make resources available for our players, all of our players, to be successful even when they're faced with difficulty. It's for the ultimate betterment of our team, and it's going to address the most important component of all of this, which is the personal well-being of all of our players. Don't get me wrong, he can be a firecracker. He has a compassionate heart of fire. He's facing adversity. This team is facing adversity. And we're going to overcome these hurdles by growing and doing better. He's a young kid who is not only learning as a professional basketball player and teammate, but he's also learning as a father, as a son, as a brother, as a friend, and a member of this community. I want to make it crystal clear. We will be supportive, and I stand firm in the accountability to this team. Across the country and the world right now, gun violence seems to be the most relevant topic in the news or across just mainstream media. Just last week, in our neighboring community of Nashville, 6 lives were lost at a private school due to a senseless act of gun violence. 3 of them were students only the age of 9. And the other 3 were teaching staff who our children look up to and teach our children that when you don't know better, you can learn how to know better. When you know better, you do better. Our kids are watching and see many of these athletes like Ja, among others, as giants. The loss of any human to gun violence makes all of us small when needing to address situations such as these that entice violence. It will be untolerated here within our organization with the Memphis Grizzlies. However, we have to teach children to humanize one another, learn, and be accountable for our decisions. I advise all youth and athletes, use your social media platforms for good. Raise some awareness about something you're passionate about that promotes change. Players who behave in this manner will be disciplined as appropriate based on the severity of the offense, which can result in but will not be limited to loss of playing time, game suspensions, and possible fines. Within our organization, for this matter, we will support Ja by rearing him and doing the work necessary for him to improve his mental and emotional health while away from the team, with very concise expectations of him when he returns. I'm hopeful that not only Ja will use this situation as an opportunity for growth, but our team as a whole will learn from it.